So I have every single self-tanner here in front of me that I've tried this summer, and there are quite a few. I went on a self-tanning, full-blown tannerexic spree for like 3 months. I did not go one day without self-tanner, and that is really not like me. Like, I don't know, I just put it on one day and I was like, wow, I haven't used self-tanner in so long, and I forgot what a big ass difference it makes. I have 9 self-tanners that I tried this summer, and I just want to go through them and talk about them one by one. Okay, in chronological order. So this was the first self-tanner I bought this summer. It is not normally brown, it's normally clear. I mixed it with another one just to kind of take their pros and combine them. It didn't work really, but anyways, this used to be clear. It's the Tanologist Express Tan. And this was, like I said, the first one I bought, and I had a few complaints about it, but after trying this many, this one was probably the best in terms of like actual darkness of pigment. Yeah, I feel like this one actually was the deepest and stayed the longest. My main issue with this is the spray. First of all, it's really hard to spray once it gets kind of to the bottom, but also like the spray is pretty uneven, and it's a clear liquid so you can't see where you're putting it. And like above and beyond that, like you could literally do everything perfectly, use a glove, use a mitt, use moisturizer, barrier cream, etc., and this will still make your hands look horrible no matter what. It binds to your elbows, your knees, and your hands like crazy. This is also one I bought at the same time. This is the Tanologist Face and Body Drops. I really, really like this product, but I feel like it's too hard to use on the body. It should strictly be for the face. Technically, you can use it on the body and for a touch-up. Like, I would put this on if I went out of town, and then I would use this as like a touch-up, like in a day or two. You just put a few drops in your moisturizer, and it really is a pretty even application and pretty effortless, since you have to put moisturizer on anyways, compared to how like tedious, you know, normally self-tanners are to put on. I pretty much exclusively use this on my face, and it is pretty damn good for the face. Like, as far as your options go, is for self-tanners for the face. So after that, someone recommended this to me. It's the Sephora self-tanning mist or whatever. This would be really good in terms of the ease of application, the smell, the elegance with which it applies, like how even toned it looked, the tone of the bronze color. So like this like is really the best. But the issue is, if you're doing your whole body like I am, it literally runs out within 1 week. Like, I sprayed myself 3 times with this, and now it's empty. So that's like really, really wasteful for the environment, and also like a waste of your time and money if you're not buying these in bulk, you know, buying like several of them so you don't have to keep going out and repurchasing. And that's also really expensive. Like, this is $20. That's 3 spray tans. So that's $6 a spray tan. That's not too bad. But is it worth it? Because like, this is such a waste, this packaging. Do you get where I'm going with this? I don't know. It's really good. Loved it. If you're only doing your arms, do this. If you have like a normal job, do this. Okay. Next one I purchased, Bronze Tan. I liked how big this is, and I liked how the price. It was like $16 or $17, and it says 1 hour express dark. So I was thinking like it was going to be super dark for some reason, maybe because the packaging is black. This is probably the best out of all of these in terms of like, see, they all have different pros and cons. Like, some are better at certain things than others. So I'm kind of telling you the pros and the cons of every product. So the pros of this product are that it is really dark. It's actually really dark. It goes on pretty evenly. It's a little patchy. It's hard to avoid this one not getting patches like on it. Like it pretty much, it wasn't as bad as Tanologist, but it had its issues. None of them wear off perfectly. It's kind of like a crapshoot. So yeah, this one, like, see this one here in the packaging, it says for ultra dark, leave 90 to 120 minutes. Well, I would sleep in this and it wouldn't even, I feel like it should have been darker. That's the only thing, is I feel like it should have been darker. This I still have. I feel like this is the lightest, most like subtle glow ever, and I'm just like not that bitch. Like I'm like, I want to be dark type of girl if I'm gonna be tan. Like I don't like being this in between, like subtle tan glow. So this is what this is, and if that's what you're looking for, this is actually very good. Jet Set Sun Instant Self-Tanning Mist, and I still have pretty much this whole thing. I should use it. Okay, next one is this Fake Bake Flawless Self-Tanning Liquid. This only comes in one color. The Fake Bake only comes in one color. It's supposed to be adaptable to your type of skin, and I would say this one might be the worst actually of all of these, because this is so light. It's so light. You can't barely tell, and it's annoying to put on. Like these pump sprays, I know they're more environmentally friendly, but they suck. So basically what you have to do is you have to take the mitt and spray into the mitt and then reapply. Do you know how many times you have to pump it to get the enough product on the mitt to cover your entire body? The pumping situation is just not for me. You have to pump way too much. But this wasn't even tan. I just felt like this was the least exciting to me, and the hardest to put on. Tropez Self Tan Classic. So I've tried the Tropez Classic and Dark. The Tropez Classic is the most user-friendly. It's the easiest application, the most flawless application. It doesn't really leave any pigment around your hands like all of these others do. This one, which you guys saw in my videos all summer, like how bad my hands were, it was never an easy application on the hands. This one is probably the least bad looking on your hands. That's why I say it's the most user-friendly. This also didn't last too long, but this is not the full size. This is the travel size, because I was like, I want to try more. This color is really nice too. It's very subtle, but it's way darker than this. I would say it's on par with this. These two, this might be a little deeper. These two are really similar in terms of like the tone and the darkness of the color. But the Tropez is a foam and it applies pretty flawlessly. I wish it was darker. I have tried the dark, like I said, and I didn't think it was that much darker. So now for the best self-tanner that I have tried thus far, probably in my life. I feel like the self-tanner is like, the ones I was using like in middle school are better than these. Like they were those creams that you would get at the drugstore, and literally I feel like they were better than these. Like darker, lasted forever, like what the fuck. Okay. I like how my camera overheats at like the very last product, which is so far my favorite self-tanner, the Loving Tan Deluxe Bronzing Mousse. Okay, in dark. There's one darker than this, which is glorious because I usually get the darkest and it's not dark enough. This one is dark. I'd say it's pretty much as dark as this one, and this is my darkest one. This one's my deepest, but it's orange. Did I ever say that? This Tanologist one is orange. I feel like I didn't stress that enough if I did say that. This Loving Tan is the best application. It's very even application. You don't get streakiness. It really doesn't, as long as you properly apply it, like with gloves and use like barrier cream. It really does not. It looks very natural on your hands, your knees, your elbows. Wore off the first time really nicely, but the second time it didn't. I don't know if I used a self tanner in between that kind of ruined that situation, but this, the first time I used it, did wear off quite flawlessly, like as flawless as they can. They're always like a little bit unattractive, but I loved how dark it was. I loved the application was easy, and that's pretty much all you can ask for in a self tanner. My conclusion is self tanners kind of suck. Like, it's way better to get a spray tan or like a mystic tan or whatever. Like, I feel like I just don't even want to look at self tanner anymore because it's so, like, it's tedious. It's so tedious. You have to be so careful, and it never looks that great. So I've been getting sprayed lately. That's my conclusion. There's two self tanners on the market that I haven't tried that I want to try. That's the Tan Luxe and the Bali Body. Those are the two self tanners I have left, but I kind of gave up on self tanners. Like, I still have product in here. I literally gave up on self tanners. I still wanted to try a couple more, but I just couldn't deal anymore. I'd like to say I think maybe they'd be different, but I really have no idea because thus far they all kind of are like, they look kind of shitty on, just because of the fact that your hands can never look perfect like they do with a spray tan. And when they start to wear off, yeah, it's just not pretty. The spray tans seem to be a little bit nicer as they fade. Okay, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave your comments below. I'd like to hear if you're using a self tanner that you're obsessed with. Like, let me know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.